time of the week again. Prepare yourself for the surveyors of sauce, the sultans of spaghetti, the whispers in your ears. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the What's Your Spaghetti Policy podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Alex and Jacob.
You wear short shorts.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of get it. I kind of get the short shorts craze. They're nice, especially in the summertime when it's like hot and you can't get away from the heat. Oh yeah, sure, balls dangle a little bit here and there. Okay, you got to make sure you cover them up. Make sure you're wearing boxer briefs. So
Yeah, sure.
Before we started, I had remembered a cringy story from like my childhood.
Is it about you?
It's not about me. It's about I went to a private school for an intermittent amount of time, but there was like this couple in the private school. I think they were probably juniors when I was a senior, or no, juniors when I was in 8th grade, right?
Okay.
But their whole thing was like the chick was like kind of like
I think I've heard this story.
quite kind of weird and freaky, but like.
At a private school? No way.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, dude. But she would like her whole thing like with him was like she would lick his eyeball. Like, hey, babe, come over here. Let me lick your eyeball. It's not like a party trick or whatever. It's super cringy. I don't know, man. It was just like gross. It was like,
Yeah. I would always have the fear that like she'd try to suck the eyeball out of the socket.
dude, why would you do it? No.
And then like chew on it.
That would mean like I guess that would be like some kind of horror movie like thing to happen or whatever. Like she turns mid and like licking the eyeball or whatever. But that was just like a whole thing, and everybody's like, ew, it's gross, and they would just like giggle to each other, and it's like. In hindsight.
I bet now, like if you like met up with her, she would probably either she leaned into it and got really into like BDSM,
yeah,
or she did a complete 180 and is completely mortified by the things that she did.
I mean that's just as an adult, right? Is there anything you're mortified that you did when you were in school?
No.
I got like a long list of like just horrible, like dumb, cringy stuff I did as a kid. But
Well, you were a dumb, cringy kid, so
definitely so. It's with the power of hindsight that you kind of understand.
Kind of a dumb, cringy adult now.
I mean, yeah, but I do it like unironically at this point.
I don't think you do.
I do it for fun at this point.
I think I've said this many times. I think you do it you've done it so much that it's part of your identity. You don't know that you do it.
I mean,
I think it's like a subconscious thing. Like you've become a natural troll in instances.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely
and
can
you just
be.
like lean into that nature.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I do just like have fun with it. Life's all about just having fun. So
Is it?
it's all just about having fun.
Is it?
Not worrying about things. Just enjoying yourself, right?
Mm.
So
Yeah, if only that was that easy.
that's all you gotta do is just have fun. It's like truly all you gotta do is just.
It's like don't be mad, don't be sad.
Just be happy you're alive.
Yeah.
Just be happy you get to experience the thing we call life, right?
I guess.
Because I guess like the elephant in the room is like, did you have anything? Did you do anything this weekend? Did you have a good time?
No.
Okay,
I answered I answered the second question first.
got you.
No, I did not have a good time.
Yeah.
Yes, I did something. So, like, it's I don't know. I don't know how to explain it without coming off as like a weirdo, but like it's like I told you. It's not just sports. Things go. It's much deeper for me, especially given the circumstance of things.
Yeah.
And so like I've just not been in a good mood since Sunday. Obviously, I went to Jacksonville. My fucking team lost because of course they did. That's what they always do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the joke is always like, well, you went and saw them, so of course they lost. And it's like that shit just like absolutely wears me down and just puts me in a fucking awful mood when I hear it because I obviously have no fucking say so in the outcome.
Yeah.
I have been going to see the fucking Jaguars for 15 fucking years.
It'd be kind of
And
narcissistic if you thought that the reason that like the loss was because you were there, right?
I have never left that fucking city in a good mood.
There'd probably be a lot of people from Florida that agree with you. Like,
No, there's people that go all the time. They have season tickets and shit. But like, you got
yeah,
to understand, it's different for me because I don't live there. So the money that I put in, the time, the effort, like all of that, it becomes an amalgamation and it starts to build like a fucking pressure cooker. And it's just like boom, 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 boom.
yeah,
Like yes, okay, I did see them win one time, and it was a terrible game. It was 10-3. Okay, cool. But like, my record is 1-21.
mm,
That is almost statistically impossible to do given the time span of time. Now, all that to say is like, yes, they were good. They were 13-4. It's the second best record they've ever had. But who gives a shit? Because they're not playing anymore.
yeah.
They're out of there. Who fucking gives a shit? And I'll go on record. I would wager 20 fucking dollars right now that they don't even make the playoffs next year because that's what they do.
Okay,
Right? That's what they do.
I could. Yeah,
They haven't made
they have a
back-to-back
pattern.
playoffs
Yeah,
since I was 7 years old, dude. I'm 36. I will be 37 by the time the next time rolls around,
yeah.
the next season, and they have not done it in 30 years
Maybe
by
next
that
year's the
point.
year. You know.
And that's another thing that always people I hate, dude. I hate
I
that
feel like
phrase.
after hearing it for 20
Motherfucker,
years
it has
now.
never, ever,
Yeah,
I mean, ever been the case.
yeah,
Okay. And it's just like, you have to understand, and that it is a very small group of people. And it's like, this is not a pity party. This is not a woe is me. It's none of that shit. This because at the end of the day, it is just sports, but it is a lot deeper than that. And I'll get into why it's deeper. But it's like, you know, every fan base for by and large has become a fan of a team afterwards. I am in a boat where I am older than the team, and I have been there since the beginning,
yeah.
right? So
You're
is
not
Ian.
going anywhere. You're in that
Like,
boat.
so is Ian. If you are 35 or older and you are a Jaguars fan, you've been there since their inception. And that is a very rare feat in sports in general because most teams have been established for a really long time,
Yeah,
especially in football. Hockey's a little different because there was a big, a big like growth period in the 90s and shit. And you got like five new teams in the 90s and all that sort of shit. But by and large, there are like four groups of people that can say that, oh, I've been a fan of a team since the beginning. However, all but one, well, Houston and the Jaguars are the only team that have a fan base that's never seen a championship. Now, obviously, the Lions and the Browns, but they've been around since like the 50s, right? Okay, so
yeah.
and that sucks too.
Damn. So the Lions and the Browns have been around since the 50s, and they still don't have one.
Correct.
I mean, the Browns I kind of understand because they literally lost every single
Well,
game in one season, which is like
well,
that's another
well.
feat. That's kind of
You got to
crazy.
also understand the Browns were a team. They left, went to Baltimore, won a Super Bowl, and then the Browns came
Oh,
back
that's not
in
fair.
2001.
That's not fair. That doesn't count. Yeah.
But the Baltimore Ravens would be considered like the Utah Mammoth because the Arizona Coyotes no longer exist, right?
Yeah.
The Utah Mammoth do not carry the history of the Arizona
Mm.
Coyotes. Okay, just like the Winnipeg Jets 1 and the Winnipeg Jets 2 are two different franchises in
They
hockey.
had two different teams.
Yeah, the original Winnipeg Jets moved to Arizona and became the Coyotes.
That's funny. They at that and so they were like, let's try that again. Actually, though, let's run it back. Let's run it
Well,
back.
the Atlanta Thrashers moved to Winnipeg and became the Winnipeg Jets too. Anyways, I'm getting in the weeds here.
Yeah.
So all that to say is like it is becoming increasingly more frustrating that like I am going to die and I am never going to see my team in a Super Bowl.
That's kind of sad though. You know,
Like it fucking
seeing you on
sucks.
your
And it's
deathbed and they're like in their last Super Bowl that you're gonna be alive for, and they lose.
like
That's a
it's
movie,
just
honestly.
as cynical as it sounds, like I have zero confidence that this team's going to be any good next year. Why should I?
I mean, honestly, I don't think you should. I mean, that's just my experience, experiencing you experience the Jags for the last 6 years. Is that like
Because
7 years?
think about this. The NFL is a crazy sport because it is driven by parity. And every year since 2002, when there were 32 teams and they did a conference, they did the division realignment. There are six new teams that make the playoffs every year, which means there are six teams that made it that don't make it the following year.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you have your consistencies, right? I mean, look at the Chiefs. They didn't make it this year, okay? But you have your teams. The Eagles make it every year. The fucking Bills make it every year. Fucking
Patriots.
Seahawks. What? Yeah, like it's all the time. Okay, great. The Jaguars are not one of those teams. Now, all that to say is I was very reserved for a large part of the season. Even when they were winning and they had a couple game winning streak, I'm like, okay, I'm waiting for the proverbial rug to be pulled out. It wasn't until they beat Denver, the number one team in the AFC, handily, that I was like, oh, this team's like actually really good.
Yeah.
And then they kept winning and they kept winning and they kept winning. And then they were like blowing people out. And then it's like, oh shit, like this is crazy. Like it's never going to be this easy again. It's not to say that the playoffs are easy because it's hard for everybody.
Yeah.
Like it's just it's never going to happen. Where like if I fully believe that if they had beat the Bills, they were going to the Super Bowl because I think the Bills are going to the Super Bowl because the best two teams unfortunately played each other in the first round.
Yeah, I mean that's
Based, based,
I do. At least
it
they
happens in
didn't
hockey too.
lose to the shitty team like the Titans, right? At least they didn't get there,
Well,
and
the
they
Titans
lose
didn't
to
make it.
like a team that scraped by and barely got into the
Well,
Super
like
Bowl. But I mean,
it's
not
irritating,
about consolation prizes either, because like it's
right?
you know
Well, it's irritating because it's like you win your division, but yet we get punished by playing the best team. Like it's just like it just worked out that way based on seedings, right? Maybe don't lose to a bad team like the Bengals in week 3, and you don't, whatever. Anyways, doesn't matter. All that to say is we surprised Zoe with going. Like Christine and I were always going to go, and then Christine was like, I want to take her. I don't like traveling without her. Um, and it's like I bought 2 tickets, and I was like, well, I can't buy a third, so I had to buy 5 tickets and sell 2 of them. Yeah.
well, that makes sense.
Okay, I bought 2 already,
Yeah.
and then we decided we were going to take Zoe.
Okay, so you can just buy the seat beside you, I guess.
No, no. So I had to buy 3 other seats and sell the 2.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, got you. It's the
All
seats.
right.
Okay,
Okay.
I makes
So
sense.
yeah, because I bought them as a 3 because they were being sold as a 3. Anyways, tickets, the flight, the all of it, and it came together really quick. Like we'd had to do it, whatever. So, and we told her that hey, you're going to your grandparents. We're going down, blah blah blah. And then like we ended up surprising her and taking her, and she was super excited. All in all, like Zoe had a blast. She got to
Awesome.
scream her. She got to scream her head off. She got decked out in like because that was her second game. We went to a game in 2019 before COVID in Atlanta. She was like what 2? So this was like the first time that she really got to.
She was like a cognizant being at this point.
Yeah, like she had seen pictures and videos of like when she went to the Jaguars Falcons game,
Yeah.
but like this was the first time that she got to experience something that like she just doesn't because she understands like being a Jaguars fan. Like there aren't a lot of us around here where we live.
Yeah.
And so she got to be in the city surrounded by 75,000 people, 60,000 people screaming their head off, wearing till everybody representing. Like
Yeah.
that's just an experience. Like she's experienced it with hockey, but like she also understands like the weirdness nature of being a Jaguars fan. And so she was thrilled and she was outside and the weather was beautiful. It rained a little bit, but like it was a beautiful breeze in Florida. It was like 68 degrees.
Dang.
Perfect football weather. The breeze was dude, it was awesome. Electric environment. Just electric, dude. Like just so loud and just like it was the loudest football game I've ever been to. It's probably the loudest, maybe the second loudest sporting event I'd ever been to. Because I went to Rupp Arena one time when the Tennessee was number 1 and Kentucky beat them and it was and like beat them handily, and that was the loudest I'd ever experienced a sporting event. Now, it ended up being a good game, right? So like it came down to the very end. I think the Jaguars ultimately played like shit. They didn't play very well and still almost had a chance to win it. And it was just demoralizing, I think is the best way to put it, because not that I had put a lot of pressure on it per se, but like part of my resistance of taking Zoe, because like Christina was like, well, you two can just go and like I won't. And I'm like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna be a responsible adult. I cannot be dad and be fan. I can't do it.
especially in a situation like this where it's
I
like you're so invested in the game.
right.
Like, I mean, and it's not to say, oh, you're not being a good dad. No, I mean, like, it's just one of those things where you're being a good dad by recognizing the fact that, like, you won't
Correct.
be able to be
I
the
I
parent that
because
she's
it's
going to
like
need.
because I can't go get you nachos on a pivotal third down
No.
when we're like
Nachos are going to
screaming
have
and
to wait. Sorry, honey.
like and it's just like and she's as a kid, as someone who has ADHD, it's a 4 hour game.
Yeah, you gotta have something to do for those four
So she's
hours,
not great at setting down. But now it was engrossing enough for her that it kept her attention the majority of the time. And so like that's when we decided, okay, whatever. So like I when I say that it goes deeper than sports, what I want people to understand is like I wanted my daughter to see me in a complete euphoric happiness that she has literally never seen me in. Because if they'd have won that game, it would have just been a side of me that she would have never and has never experienced in her life. Because I'm dad. I'm dad. I'm in dad mode like 99% of the time.
yeah,
I can come off grumpy. It's just like because kids can be frustrating, and it's like I have to be dad. You know what it's like to be dad.
yeah, you gotta have it on for most of the
So
time.
like
Yeah,
your dad, your parent dad all the time. So like I wanted her desperately to just be able to like see me let go of it all and just like have that euphoric celebratory feeling and like everyone around her celebrating, us celebrating every time the Jags scored, everyone that was around her giving her high fives. Like she felt the energy, she felt the
yeah,
community, she felt the camaraderie of like the uniqueness because like sports bring people together. Like that's the thing is like there's a unity factor there that like nothing else is because like from people from all walks of life can put on the colors and the jerseys of a team and all of the problems go away.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like if you're at a football game, like it doesn't matter someone's race, it doesn't matter someone's gender, it doesn't matter someone's sexuality. Like you guys are there because you guys love this fucking entity. That you love the Jaguars, like right? And so like that's a that is a unique feeling that there aren't very many avenues in life that provide that. And so like I just desperately wanted for me, obviously I wanted him to win, but I wanted my daughter I wanted Zoe to see me in that state.
yeah,
And unfortunately she didn't because then I was disappointed. I was sad. I was depressed. I was upset. I was, just like not in a good headspace. And I haven't been in a good headspace for days. And like even Sunday, like you feel bad because you're still dad. And we get back to the hotel room and like the walk back, like she's holding my hand the whole time because she knows I'm not in a good mood.
yeah.
She knows that I'm sad.
She's being
And
sweet.
then
Yeah,
but like she doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know how to comfort me.
yeah. Sometimes there's
She
not
th-
anything you can do
she
aside from
does,
just be
and
there.
that's
Yeah,
and like all of this is ultimately a lesson for her in softball. It's like it doesn't matter how good you are. Sometimes you can
just
lose,
fucking lose. Yeah, like
and but like and then you start to feel guilty because it's like I don't want to feel this way,
mhm.
but I can't not feel this way. We talked about it previously, like I can't fake like
You don't.
emotions.
Yeah, you don't have the experience of being like having a mask on.
I
For the
can't.
majority of your life. Yeah, I get it.
And so like if I'm mad, I'm mad. And like, I've been able through the years to sort of detach myself somewhat from like the winning and the losing individual. Like, the Jags lost. Okay, great. Like whatever. And even like that one game that you came over and the Jags got absolute boat raced and I was pissed. I was just like, it's one thing to lose. It's one thing to like waste my fucking time as a human being. Like,
Yeah.
it's like
It
you
didn't
should.
help that we were having Friendsgiving on the day that the game was and stuff like that. And so we should have, in
I,
hindsight,
I think, and that was
2020,
like that was
yeah.
like COVID too. So it's like it's just added like pressures of life. But like all of that, and it's just like there's just so much that goes on, and like I was just in a fucking I was in a terrible pissy mood. I'm still not in a good mood. Like
I
I'm
mean,
I'm
it's,
I'm
hey,
I'm
you're
not
going through the
I'm no
grieving
longer like
process, man.
and like I know it sounds silly, but like there is I was talking to another friend of mine, and I've told you this before. Like again, like when it comes to like the caps, like obviously I want to win. I want to win the cup every year.
Yeah.
but like I no longer chase that anymore. And like it's just it's so different with the Jaguars because like I'm part of a club of four,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's just like as it keeps going and the older I get, it's like I'm just never gonna see it. I'm just never going to. I'm not even talking about winning one. Like I just want to go. I just want to experience what it feels like. All eyes on me, like all eyes on my team. Like this, it's like the reward for like for all the years of dedication and loyalty because like I just have never in like obviously yes, but like I've just never felt like any of it's ever been worth it because it's like always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Like that shit gets annoying and
Yeah.
like irritating after a long time. And it's like, oh well, like such and such. Well, this team hasn't won one since 1967. Okay, they still won one.
Yeah.
It's
Talking
just like
about
why.
talking
So
about
I get
literally not
really
having won a Super Bowl ever. Like
at not going to a Super Bowl.
haven't went to it. You haven't even been to a Super Bowl yet. It was the one time though. I get that's right. The one time that you almost got there. Who do you all lose to? It was like
Titans.
yeah, it was like a bad call too or something of that nature,
Well,
right?
there was that in 2017, but we're 14-2 in 1999, and the Titans beat us and went to the Super Bowl.
See,
There are four teams that have not. There's 32 teams in the NFL. Four of them have never been.
that's just crazy. Like it's just you got more gumption than I do because I would have been out, a couple of seasons ago where it's just like
It's just
constant
and that's
letdown.
what
And
people are gonna say. They're like, "Well, quit watching," and it's like I can't.
you got that
I can't.
Stockholm syndrome, but it's like it's apparently not PC because it's like Stockholm syndrome was like not not a real thing and it's a whole other thing, but whatever. But you just like you can't help it. You're in this toxic relationship with the Jaguars, my guy, and it's like
But it's like, everybody is like, "Oh, well, you get them next year," and it's like that's such horseshit because it's just like such a fucking past
it's a way of
and like
settling, right? It's a way of like being like, oh, I don't need to be. It's a way of
have fun being
coping.
seventh place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
like
way of coping with it.
and it's like, I'm sitting in. I have more stories, but I'm sitting in the lobby like afterwards because like we ordered pizza, and like you see all these Bills fans, they're like, oh, you good game. I'm like, you wouldn't say it was a good game if you lost.
yeah.
The only people that say good game are like losers and win, and the people who won.
Hmm.
Like I recognize like it was a good game. Okay, great, but like that, okay.
It
What
just
do I get?
it's
What do I get
lost.
for it?
It's lost on somebody who's experienced the quote unquote good games for the last 20 something years, and like it's never worked. Like it's like how many times do you hear a good game when you've lost every single good game? Is it like you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like it's like at a certain point, it's kind of just like, what if you just don't say anything at all? What if it's just like, hey,
yeah. And so like, and
you
it's
move
like not
on,
to get and like I'm in such a raw emotional state in there, and it's just like I'm like go Pats, go Patriots, go Broncos, like anybody but you. And they're like, oh, why are you being that way? It's like because I'm not gonna fucking root for the team that just beat my team. Like,
Yeah,
are you fucking dumb?
yeah, I don't. That's stupid.
Like
Yeah,
like I hope you get beat 100-0. Like fuck you
yeah.
and your stupid fucking
Hope your
quarterback.
quarterback slips, falls, and hurts his hamstring,
And
and he
it's
can't
like
play the next game or something. Not anything
it
life threatening,
it,
but
it it doesn't help that I already don't like the Bills Mafia fan base because I think they're the most overrated fan base in all of sports. They get a whole lot of credit for being morons because they just happen to jump through tables and people give them a lot of credit for that. And I
it's
think
just,
it's the stupidest
it's
fucking
just
thing
yeah,
ever.
it's just not. It's cool, I
And
guess.
you know,
That's the cringy behavior I'm talking about right there, where it's like, yo, he hurt himself. Cool,
and
dude.
also
Like,
like
okay,
you
guys.
have to also know your boundaries with people and I have a friend who my old manager at Hobby Lobby, hardcore Bills fan. You know what he didn't do when his
Take,
team won?
guess and text you and gloat
He
about
didn't
it.
fucking text me because you
Yeah,
know what I wouldn't do if my team won?
text and gloat about it.
Fucking yeah,
Yeah.
because you again, because he and I are both in the same boat. Like we love something so deeply. And he, the Bills notoriously, they went to four Super Bowls in a row and they lost all four of them.
Hey,
90, 91,
at least
92,
you got to
93.
go, I guess.
They lost, yeah, like
To
it's
settle a
infamous.
little
Like
bit. Yeah.
they're the only team to ever go to four, and they also lost all four. But the whole thing is like there are certain people who like to poke the bear and would not have the audacity to bring it up otherwise had their team not won.
Yeah.
And it's just like that sort of shit just like
You
fucking
also,
drives.
if you're gonna poke the bear, you got to know when to poke the bear And it's like, also don't be offended if you poke the bear and the bear's
Like if your team,
upset.
like the thing is, like we're good enough friends that if like the Bruins beat the Caps, okay, like
I still don't shit
we
talk
can,
because I know that it's like I don't have anything to shit talk you about
yeah,
because
but even if you did,
yeah,
you can because we have that. It's people who don't have that and go out of their way to like as soon as the game's over to fucking text me.
dude,
Like
that's too soon. Yeah, too soon. You know.
like if you were a real fan, you would have been there, but you weren't.
Yeah,
So shut the fuck up. And it's like I didn't even know you liked football until like 3 years ago.
and I think that
Which is ironic because that coincides with this team suddenly being good.
that's what I'm saying. That's the thing. The reason that like I get irritated with fans is like this idea of like jumping because I mean I understand it, like I get it, you know, I'm one of those fans that like I do like to pay attention to my team more when they're winning, etc. But it's
I get it.
I'm more even keeled about it, you know. It's like I'm not gonna sit here and claim that like, oh, I watched them from the rags to riches, baby, and like I watch every single game. Like, nah, I mean, like if they win if Bruins won a cup, I'd be like, it's really cool, man, it's really sick. But
I
I'm not
mean,
gonna sit here and
I
act
think
like
you would celebrate.
I would celebrate a little bit, sure, yeah, but I mean like, hey, you know, but it's
I think it just
I don't
depends on
know.
the person. It depends on your relationship with somebody. But also, like, I want to set the scene for you. All right. We are on the home side in the stadium. So there's a visitor side in
Mhm.
football, a visitor side, and there's the home
Yeah,
side.
typically how it
Okay.
works. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So we set on the home side,
got you.
meaning surrounded by almost all Jaguars fans.
Yeah,
And there was a few Bills fans here and there sort of sprinkled in.
yeah.
So, anyways, what do you do at a sporting event? Like if you go to
You
a sporting event,
cheer, probably like clapping hands, maybe like
stand up.
stand up a lot, probably. Yeah, I
Now
mean,
you gotta understand, this is a playoff game,
I
and
go
it
by
is
like the vibes of like what everybody else is around me is doing. If
and
everybody
it's
else is standing up,
loud.
yeah,
And it's loud. Okay, typically what you do is if your team's on offense and you're at home, you sit down. You try to make it quiet, less noise, they can focus, right?
hmm
If your team is on defense, you stand up, you yell, you cheer, you wave
you get
towels,
in
you're
their head.
distracted.
Yeah,
Okay, everyone knows that's how sports work. So imagine my surprise when this old ass fucking jabroni ass geezer and his wife is sitting behind us,
hmm
decked out in Bills gear, and everyone around us is Jaguars gear. And so it's probably late into the first quarter, going into the second quarter,
hmm
they decide to tap on our shoulder and say, "Well, can you sit down? Because I'd really like to watch the game."
eat a
And I
butt,
was
dude.
like,
No, I'm
I'm
sorry.
like, "Excuse me." Now, when they did that, it happened to be a break in the action. I think it was like a commercial break. So I was like, "Okay, whatever, fine." Like no one else is standing up. I just happened to be standing up. Okay, whatever. Come back out. Jags are on defense. I'm standing up. Do you think I'm the only person in the stadium in the section standing up?
I would assume,
No.
again, like you're going off of like everybody around you, like vibes based, like probably not. Yeah,
Right. And so everybody else stands up because you're on the home side.
you
This
look
is the
honestly.
Jacksonville Jaguars home stadium.
You'd honestly look kind of weird if you weren't standing up, but everybody else around you was standing up. It'd be kind of
Because you
weird.
can't see.
Yeah, I mean that too. Like it's like why are you there if you like if you're not standing up if you can't see? You know what I mean?
So I will admit I was already irritated at this point because I'm stressed. I'm
Yeah,
stressed the
high
fuck
stakes
out. All
situation.
right.
Yeah,
So
I
it
get it.
gets into like the third quarter or some shit. And Christina's tall, right? And so like
Yeah,
we ended up
you
moving
both are very tall individuals. Not
we
very
ended
tall,
up
but like tall individuals. Yeah.
we ended up moving Zoe to the left side, and then Christina's next to me, and then it's me. Now everyone else is standing up, whatever. And like I think the Bills ended up scoring, and like they just bitched and complained. They weren't bitching and complaining to us, but loud enough for us to hear. They're directly behind us, and
Yeah.
mind you, we heard them say when they got there, "Oh well, all the Bills fans are over there. How did we get over here? Because you're stupid and you don't know what you're doing, and you
Yeah.
picked the wrong fucking seats. That's why." And
They went for the
so
cheap seats. They were like, ah,
so
shit.
then like again there's an like I don't remember if I'm standing up at this point. I don't remember. I guess we're on defense. It doesn't matter. And so like again, they tug on our shirt and ask us to sit down, and I fucking went off, dude. Like I fucking
Hey,
flipped out. I flipped out. And like I'm just like yelling. I'm like, you're on the home side. If you don't like it, go over there. Like this is the Jaguars' home side. You're in the wrong section. You need to leave. I will stand. And he's like, "Bah, bah, 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 bah." And I was like, I'll stand up the whole goddamn time out of spite.
I
You know what I
mean,
mean?
also at the same time, it's like I paid for these fucking tickets. I'm gonna
That's the
do
next
what the
part.
fuck I feel like doing.
Who the fuck are you? And you think you because you're old. And then he starts to like yell at Christina, talking about how, and she's like, I don't have to sit down. I paid for these seats. I don't have to
Yeah.
sit down, and I will stand up the whole time. And then they started mouthing off like, oh, I can't believe you like said. I don't know exactly what they said, but it was something like, I can't believe you would talk that way to a stranger in front of a child. And then it's like, oh, now you're going to question how we parent. And
It'd be
like,
so funny if Zoe was like, "Hey, how about you go to hell, old man?" Like, goddamn, it's so funny, but also, yeah, like,
and then
it's like,
he gets so up in his feelings. He's like, I'm just not gonna respond to you anymore.
okay, good,
And he literally looked straight like a fucking petulant child
good,
and was
yeah,
like, I'm not gonna. And then like everyone like I've turned around and I'm like, I'll stand up the whole goddamn time out of spite. Like everyone in this section is staring at Christina and I, and it's just like, oh, okay, like we're those people. And then the people in front of us was like, so what's going on? I'm like, apparently they're mad because we're standing. And they're like, are you kidding me? Like that's what I'm like, yeah, that's what they're upset about. So then we started making fun of them,
yeah,
being like, hey guys, don't stand up. Hey, we scored. You're not allowed to cheer. You're not allowed to do anything. You have to sit here. Like it's like I told him, I was like, this is not church. This is
yeah.
not this is not a funeral.
Even if it was
This is a
church, I
fucking
feel like church is another place you would stand up, like, right? Isn't that when you feel the
like
Holy
this.
Spirit, you're supposed to stand up or some
I
shit?
don't know.
I don't fucking know how it
Like
works.
we literally like are at a football game.
Yeah,
If you wanted to sit down, stay the fuck at home.
I mean, again, if you want to see the game, if you're worried about missing the game, don't they have like walking sections? You can go hang out for a little
Oh,
bit, you
dude,
know?
they're fucking using like canes and walkers to get in here, dude.
Go sit in the
And
handicap section, my guy. What are you doing? Yeah, I'm sure
or
they would be very accommodating if you were like, my knee's
I hope
hurt or
that
something. I got
and like
geriatric
and
something
this
or I don't know.
dude, and this is the thing. This is the worst part. Is like that fucking asshole got to leave my stadium happy.
Yeah,
Like that's another thing. That like I like this fucking asshole, this piece of shit garbage human being. Like he's probably not that bad,
be
but
so
like
funny
I'm
if like it turns out he was actually like a World War II veteran and like he
I
saved a
don't
bunch
give a
of
fuck.
Jewish kids from like a burning building or something like that. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
oh shit, it's like the last remaining survivor from World War II. He somehow like he's for some reason he's at a Bills game. I don't know. Yeah.
Nah, this dude absolutely 100% voted for Trump. You could just tell based off his vibe he was giving, and it's just
I don't know
like
what is the where do the Bills play from? What are they? Minnesota?
Buffalo,
Minnesota? Is that
Buffalo,
where's Buffalo at? Is
Buffalo.
that New York?
Yeah, it's
How many
very close.
fucking teams do they have?
Technically, it's the only
Jets.
team. Those are in New Jersey, the Giants. They're called the New York Jets and the New York Giants, but they play in New Jersey.
Okay, that's disgusting. First of all, okay. Second of all, how dare they? All right, you can't call yourself the New York anything and then play in another state. That's psychotic behavior. Okay, I don't like the way this works. And then I get bitched at when I'm like, oh yeah, New Jersey and Philadelphia, they're like basically fucking you, they're a stone throw away and whatever. But it's like you got teams out here fucking playing in a different state that's saying they're in New York. Something, get out of here, dude. That's upsetting to me, man. I thought Buffalo was from like the fucking Midwest. Okay, I'm not gonna
No,
lie to you. All right?
Buffalo, New York, and it's
That's
cold, and it's like it's close to Niagara Falls, so um, it's just
I honestly didn't even know where Niagara Falls was. I'm not even lying to you right now.
it's
Okay?
in between it's in between Canada and New York.
I thought it was like near Indiana. Honestly, like up there, the lakes, the Michigan lakes. You know, they got all those lakes up there in Michigan, right?
And so like again, I would never go into an opposing like team's stadium and tell their fans to sit down.
That's
Like like
it's
who
the amount of entitlement
the
you have to feel, right? To think that like that's acceptable, like right? I mean, it is any event. You gotta be. I went to the first Harry Potter concert they had here in Knoxville Symphony, right?
Mhm.
And the guy in front of me, 7'6", tallest guy I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Right. Do you think that I was like, hey buddy, can you go sit somewhere else?
I
Absolutely not.
think
I sat behind that guy and I watched what I could of the
I,
event, right?
that is a very specific circumstance because everybody's sit down.
I mean, that's fair. And now, if he was, again, if it was like he got so into it and he stood up, I'm still not going to say anything. He's enjoying himself, right? It's his
And
right to enjoy himself.
I think there are ways to approach it, but I think that it is completely disrespectful to have that sort of gumption about yourself to tell a fan, a home fan, while you're in the home section to sit down and like here's the thing, old man. I don't want you to see the game. I don't want you to see your team score. Fuck you.
Honestly, to be fair, I don't give a fuck about you. Like,
That's the thing. It's like
it's
go
like,
fuck yourself and you're
yeah,
fucking. I hope you had the worst case of diarrhea for a week.
dude, don't wish that because he could fucking probably die from that. Like,
And like, goddamn, was I just like irritated, man.
that
And
and that
like
doesn't help the situation that you walked away from as well. Like, with the whole losing and whatnot. Like, it just
that's
makes
the
it.
thing. Is like all of that to say is like all like again, I am cool, calm, and collected, man. I go to a game, my team loses, it sucks, it's whatever. But like I don't shit talk anybody. I don't fucking get in people's faces. I'm not belligerently drunk because I don't fucking drink. And it's just like all of it. Again, just everything. And like the guilt that I felt because I mean, I do experience emotions even as a dad, as a parent. Like
Yeah,
sometimes it's hard to mask that shit. And like there was part of me that like I felt guilty because like I couldn't be present. I couldn't be dad. Like I'm it's like because I love this entity. I love Zoe, obviously. I love my wife and my kids more than anything in the world.
yeah,
My wife and my kid.
yeah.
My
Your
kids
kids, yeah,
plural.
yeah. Your kids plural. It's okay. I got you.
My one kid. But it's like I have a connection and a relationship with this entity that has by and large had a gigantic influence on me as a human being, my personality, everything, because the Jacksonville Jaguars are very much like the downtrodden, the fucking like I'm gonna kick you while you're down because you suck, and like it's again it's the underdog,
They're
like
the black sheep of the NFL
they're the
community.
100%,
Yeah,
and they're the underdogs, and they're never given respect. And a lot of times it's not deserved, but even when they are good, they're still not given respect. It's just like no matter what they do. So it's very much you embrace that. Like it's very much Duval versus all y'all. It's us against everybody else. And like there's other cities that can claim it, and it's fucking wrong.
yeah.
Like you can't like there that is a true
You've had too many good seasons, everybody else. Like you've had like it's at least one.
bro, if you've won a Super Bowl in the last fucking 30 years, I don't think you can claim that either. So it's like um all of that, and it's just like God damn it, man. Like
I
it's
wish you
just
would have had an Adele moment where like you're yelling at this old man, and then like for some reason Trevor Lawrence is like close to the sidelines, and he hears what's going on. He's like,
we
"What
weren't
are
that
they
close.
saying? What are they saying?" And they go to they get the camera on Trevor, and he's like, "Hey, old man, leave that family alone." And then they bring you out in the a halftime show, and they like let you sing or something like that in the middle of the. I don't know what happened at the Adele concert. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm sure
But
it was something like
like
that.
in like again, like I went to the AFC Championship game when they played the Patriots in
Hmm.
2018. And in the moment and for a long time, it took me a long time to get over it because it was like you were so fucking close. Like you were 5 minutes away from the Super Bowl. That's how close they were.
That's what I think
Eh,
I'm thinking about whenever I was like, oh, they were like, that one thing you went to.
They've been to the AFC Championship 3 times and they've not won it a single time. But it's like that.
Stop going to that.
Well, I did. Well, they
No, I'm
lost,
talking about
Jacob.
the
So,
team. I'm talking about the team doesn't need to go to
well,
that.
that's how you have to get to the Super Bowl.
I
You
don't
have,
know. It's okay. I thought they were still in it after this. I didn't realize that they lost the literal first round of the playoffs, and I was very heartbroken when I found out. So
yeah. And so, like, what was the whole point? Oh, it took me a long time to get over that. But like in hindsight, like I was glad I went to that AFC Championship game because like I will probably never go again,
hmm
right? And it's like this trip in hindsight in a couple of years, and Christina is like, I don't take offense to it. I understand what you mean, but like because like the question is always going to be everyone has always asked me, did you have a good time? Fuck no. No, I didn't have a good time because it was completely predicated on my team winning.
yeah,
No, I didn't have a good time. Yes, I loved hanging out with my wife. I loved hanging out with my child. I loved taking her to the game. I loved the experience that Zoe had. But like I think sometimes like we have kids, we also forget that like the experiences matter to the adults too. And it's important for the adult to also like experience the joy, which I don't, and I didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like, in hindsight, like, here's the thing. So the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to play in Jacksonville next year with half a stadium, basically, because they're getting a new stadium on top of the stadium they already have. It's one of the oldest stadiums in the NFL. And then so all of next season, instead of full capacity, it's at half capacity. The following season, they're not playing in Jacksonville. They're playing half of their home games in Orlando. The following season after that, so 2028, they'll have their brand new stadium.
It feels like forever
So
away, you know?
3 seasons. So I was at the last full capacity game at that stadium because that stadium's not going to exist anymore. Right.
Yeah.
So like I was there. I was at the last
Are
game.
they tearing it down? Or
They're
they just gonna like are they like basically building a new arena around the old
stadium.
arena? Like it's like the
Not an arena.
bones.
It's a stadium.
Whatever the case.
It's on top of it. Yes.
Okay, yeah. They're just using it as the bones or something of that nature. You know what I mean?
But essentially, yes, which is why they're able to play half capacity next year, and then they have to move to Orlando because they're doing the bottom part,
Gotcha. Okay.
right? And they can't do construction during a football game. So it's like, so yeah, that's cool. And like the experience with my daughter, the experience, like all of that's really great in hindsight,
Yeah.
and years down the road. But like, no, I didn't have a good time. I was quite fucking miserable the majority of it because I was stressed the fuck out before the game.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Hey man. You made it through it though, you know, and you're stronger for that.
am I?
I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't know, dude. I don't know how life works. I don't like it's just like
Now, there's another part to all this that sort of caused an uproar. Did you
Okay.
finish watching those videos?
Sure.
No, so you didn't.
I watched what I needed to watch, and that was like the compliment that was given,
Okay.
his reaction to the
I'll
compliment
I'll set
given,
the scene. I'll set the scene and try to be
and I saw
as
some of the tweets that were coming out after it. Yeah.
so after post game press conference,
Yeah.
they are interviewing head coach Liam Cohen of the Jaguars.
Great guy.
And
Good guy.
this is where you get the same old like, well, what if you had to do it again? Would you have kicked the field goal instead of going for it? What happened in the fourth quarter? Blah blah, like all that sort of shit. That like it's the same old like regurgitated coach speak. It's just
Yeah,
like
that you have to
it's
be
like
there for, that you
it's
have to answer the right way.
it's a
or else you
hockey
get-
interview.
Yeah,
Like you
get
make fun of
fined for
hockey
it.
interviews. It's like, yeah, you just got to get pucks deep, man. You just gotta play better, be faster. You know, just might make so many mistakes. It's the same shit.
Honestly, like I don't know what people like garner, like what they're trying to garner from like the post game conversation
Yeah.
with the coach. Like they're gonna offer some kind of like insight that's gonna like lead into the next game. Like I don't understand it. I don't get the whole. I guess it's
So,
like, you know.
Anyways,
Get
so like
fined if you don't show up
it's
for them though. From
I
what
think
I
it's like a
understand.
9 minute press conference, and this is a moment in time where Liam Cohen has experienced probably one of the most devastating feelings he's ever felt.
Yeah.
Like had a great season and you lost and your season's over. Like this wonderful ride that was this season is over, and he's vulnerable and he's miserable and he's upset and he's not in a good mood, and he's having to, and he's like, again, it's like he's having to answer all these questions. And in this press conference, there was a lady. I need to find out exactly who it was. Hold on just a second. The sentiment was there was a lady from the Jacksonville Free Press. She was a black lady, and she basically gave words of encouragement to Liam Cohen. And it
Lynn
was just like
Jones Turpin.
Lynn Jones Turpin, yes. And she said, "Hey, just want to say, Coach, like, absolutely wonderful season. Keep your head up. Duval has really embraced you and everything that you've done. We appreciate you. Great season. Looking forward to next year." Like, okay, like that was it. There was no question, and that ends up being like, so then like it just caused like there was more people talking about that than the actual results of the game.
Yeah.
And so like just everyone in their high horse and their fucking
Again.
almighty, like, oh, this is a place of business. You're supposed to be unbiased. And like the ironic thing is like a beat reporter's not supposed to be a fan of the team they're covering, and maybe that's the problem. I want people that give a shit about the team.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I could give two shits less if you care about the team or not. Like it's like, again, who the fuck cares?
I
It's
mean,
a
I did.
post.
I did.
You're talking to the coach who just lost the post. Again, it's not like he's gonna have nuggets of wisdom just tucked away in his pocket for the fucking press. Okay, so it's like you're going into this situation where it doesn't fucking matter what the coach says. They lost the game. They're gonna go home. They're gonna have a big cry. They're gonna work on next season. They're gonna start
Right.
watching tapes now. And so
And
it's like
so people were very upset
I
and
wonder
like
if it has anything to do with the fact that like it was a
she's
black
black.
woman that gave like this heartfelt
I
empathy to
I
the
th- I,
coach
th- I
that's
think
obviously
that
in a lot of pain, you know.
I think that was part of it, but then you have these people on their high horse that are all high and mighty about like what journalism is. Like, listen, it's 2026. Journalism's dead.
Where have they
Okay,
been for the last, I don't
like
know,
journalism's
I would
dead.
argue last
Um,
10 fucking years, like some kind
and
of journalistic integrity, like get the fuck out of
I'm not
here.
I'm not a Pat McAfee guy, but he honestly, it's like what it's that meme. It's like, oh, the worst person you know made a point that you agree with, and like he was very complimentary of like Liam Cohen for like taking the and taking it in and not like being rude, but you could tell like Liam was uncomfortable, and you could tell that he was like he said thank you, yes ma'am, thank you so much, appreciate it, yeah, but you could tell like he was giving the social cues of like thanks, but can we get to the point or can we move on because like
I won't think
you
about
know
it right now. I'm kind of
I
hurting.
don't
Yeah.
yeah, and but like he took it with grace and like whatever, and you know you have a certain subsect of people who are just like there's no place for this in sports, and then like you have athletes. It's mostly athletes who are like maybe you all should take a look in the mirror and realize why athletes fucking hate reporters and
I
hates the
honestly
media.
think that there should be more of that in
That's
fucking
what
reporting because
that's what
like why does
everyone
it
was
have to
saying.
be nonstop questioning of people who like obviously had a
Mhm.
really hard time losing this game? Like why can't we just say, "Hey, buddy,
And the
you
ironic thing
you
about it
are
all
okay.
is
You did
like
good.
here's
It
the
just
thing is
shit
like all
happens."
of this again has made such a what's the word I'm looking for? It's made such an impact, if you will, or it's become such a thing that it has done more than asking a fucking canned question.
Yeah,
Again, there are still people days later talking about this post game press conference that happened on Sunday night.
we're still talking about it, you know? It's kind of crazy.
Exactly. And like it was brought up on all the big shows on like ESPN and like all the NFL shows of like, is this appropriate? But literally, it's done more good because more people are talking about it and more people have covered it. Because if she had just asked a regular question, no one would give a fuck because no one gives a fuck,
Yeah.
right?
Hey,
That's the
go
point.
ahead and
She did.
let me. What other questions were asked after she said that?
There were questions asked, and that was the thing. And it was a total of 23 seconds out of a 6 minute or 9 minute press conference. And it did more and has made more of a statement because she did
Again,
something different. Because she did something different
and it's one of those
against the
things
grain.
where it's like it's one of those things. There's so many directions you can go with it because it's obviously about like there's a bigger question or a bigger point to be had about the fact that like our entire society has become this need for grab for attention, whether it's positive, negative, doesn't matter. Like it's just about getting attention, and it's like the only way to do that is through random dumb shit things like this that happen or whatever, and so you blow it up or whatnot. But there's like I don't know, man. I
It's
just feel like
it's
it's who gives a fuck. I think
yeah.
honestly, my point here is I think we need more black women out there giving compliments in post game conferences.
It doesn't even have to be a black woman. It could just literally be anyone.
I want more black women out there doing it because I think they deserve it. Okay. Secondly, I want more compliments given at these things. Okay.
That was the sentiment from all the like ex athletes, most of them, anyways. Shady McCoy was a fucking loser
You know
because
what
he's a
clips I
fucking
see
loser.
more from like post game conferences on like the YouTubes and whatnot? The ones where like something candid happens, something fun.
Right.
Maybe it's like players
A
joking around,
human
like,
moment. Yeah.
"Oops, I sat in the wrong seat, haha." "Oops, I took his microphone. Oops, I'm playing a trick on him. I'm flicking his ear while he's doing an
Yeah.
interview." Like, I'd say, quit having this stick in your ass, okay, and fucking just take your panties, unwad them a little bit. Take your underwear, unwad them a little bit. Maybe just relax. Shut the fuck up. Maybe once in a while. I know it's ironic. I probably should do the same, but I do. For the other 23 hours times 7, I don't say anything. I actually don't talk. This is the only time. This hour that we have in this pod is the only time I talk during the week. So
Well, you don't even really talk that much in the podcast, too.
exactly.
But it was like the humility part, and like a lot of the athletes, former athletes that have podcasts, that have shows, are just like, I wish someone would have told me that after I had a rough game. You know, if I had only scored 2 points or I gave up the game-winning catch, like that stuff matters more than like this stupid question about like, well, what happened? I fucked up. That's what happened. Like, who gives a shit? You know what I mean?
I
Like,
wish my dad would have complimented me like that more after my games. You know. So
yeah,
shout out
well,
to Dad. He actually did.
yeah,
He did fine. He gave me a lot of compliments. So hey, obviously we talked about what I did wrong, but
right. And but like I don't know, man, just and I think that it's very much you have legacy media, which is what they call them. It's like these people that have been in the media for like 30 years, and they're like they should revoke her press pass. She should never had access. And it's like, bros, like first of all, y'all never gave a shit about Jacksonville 3 weeks ago. And now all of a sudden you want to give a shit about what a reporter says who lives in Jacksonville?
no, okay. And all these people talking about journalistic integrity didn't say shit whenever like public media was defunded by the current administration. So
Yeah,
like,
preach.
if you truly
That's
care about journalistic integrity, where the fuck was it whenever like they took away journalistic integrity? So shut the fuck up and get out of here, okay? Honestly,
yeah, well,
who
like
fucking cares?
again, going back to Pat McAfee, like he's not a journalist. He's a former athlete, and he has like the most watched show on ESPN.
I
Because
thought
people
he was
don't
the
give-
guy who made the little, virus. The
Oh, McAfee. No,
McAfee.
Pat McAfee. He
Antivirus.
was
There we go. I was trying to think of the word for it. Yeah.
you've likely seen clips of him, and you just haven't
What do you
put
play,
two
like
and two
football or
together.
something?
He was a punter for the Colts.
I'm
Um,
sorry. He's a punter.
he was a punter.
He has the biggest show on sports. Okay.
Well, it's him
I
and
mean,
his.
I don't mean to like malign anybody, but like a punter, guys.
So what's
Come on.
what's the
We all
position
know.
got?
Everybody
What's
out
the
there
position got to do with
knows
anything?
he's a punter, guy. Come on.
Well, I mean, he like even.
I don't mean to
he's
start beef with like the McAfee show, but like, come on, guys. A punter.
I don't like him. I don't like him because he played for the Colts.
I don't like he's a punter. I don't know what I have against punters, but like
I was gonna say.
I've seen movies, right? I know how fragile they
Okay.
are. You
Okay.
know, can't even
but
touch
yeah.
them in the game. So what are they scared
So
about?
at the end of the day, like I'm fine. Like I know that ultimately there are much bigger, more important things going on currently in this country, and that my little old like woe is me story doesn't matter, but it does matter, and that's we always like to say, well, like it doesn't matter, but like it fucking does matter. Like it matters to me, and it matters to me a lot.
That's the thing, man. It's like if it okay, so like people are like, oh, well,
Because if it
matter.
doesn't
like, if it doesn't matter, like if the little things don't matter, then like what the fuck are we doing all this for?
But
you know what
like
I mean, like
I'm also a human being, and I love something so dearly and so deeply that has never ever given me love back. You know what I mean?
toxic
Like
relationship, yeah.
like but the phrase is do vol till we die. Well, it's like I'm gonna be dead. Like that's the thing. Is like I'm going to be dead before I ever get rewarded
Yeah.
for my loyalty.
You're a
and-
meme
and-
being created in the moment where like you're like it's been 97 years like on your deathbed and like they finally made it to like the Super Bowl and you're like I can die happy now and they lose or something and then really bad.
I just think for my for my own, like I was telling you about the Caps, I think I skipped that entire part. Like when they won the cup in 2018, it's just like fundamentally something changed inside of my mental psyche where it's like I'm no longer chasing the dragon. Yes, I would love to build a dynasty and win the cup every year. It's not
Yeah.
feasible, it's not possible.
Which is good because it would be boring to
But
watch.
like
yeah.
but like it alters everything. Like I still watch every Cavs game. They're not very good right now. Still watch, man. Like it's the thing about my teams, even if they're bad. And like Zoe asked me the other day, she's like, "Why are you watching them?" And it's like, because that's what you do, babe. Like you like that's a valuable lesson. You don't just like quit and give up when your team sucks. Like you gotta,
Yeah.
because when they do win, like it just feels.
It's like doing something over and over again until you get it right, and then it's like it makes it feel better. Like it's like would you have rather come out swinging and succeeded in the first try, or like been there through all the hard
But
times and like come out?
as a kid, for her, like the lesson for her being that like she can be very good at softball, but she has the motivation problem. She doesn't understand the work that it takes to do all that, like this, that, and the other. And it's like, yeah, like you lost. You know that feeling? Like, do you want to experience that feeling again? No. Okay, then you take that feeling and you build upon it and you make sure that you don't feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like there's so many lessons in losing and being bad and all those sort of things. But as a fan, it's a little different knowing that like it's just like that it's just never gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's just never gonna happen. Like it's hard to stomach. I say never, and I'm speaking in absolutes mostly just because I'm mad, but like based off of
Prior experiences, yeah.
their entire existence, it's not gonna happen.
Prove. I mean,
But
it's like, one of the things is like prove them wrong. You know what I mean? Like it's like,
because I would love to just get to a point to where like the Jags go to the Super Bowl, win or lose, whatever, and it's like, oh my God, hell yeah. Like I just don't think that
that's like the first hump you get over, and then after you get to the Super Bowl, then it's like, okay, well, can we win it now? Like, come on, guys.
well, there's that, but like I just think that I could get to a place where the pressure, like, because again, like I can go to hockey games now, and it's like, I saw the Caps win in person multiple times, so like there's no more pressure about
Mhm.
spending all this fucking thousands of dollars,
Yeah.
and like your team gets beat 5-0, right? And they won the cup, so like I got the two things out of the way because I absolutely equate monetary, like the money part into winning. Like I'm spending money, I want to win. Obviously, it's like gambling because there's no guarantee that either is going to happen.
Mhm.
But like it's just like I've just never gotten anything out of, of the relationship with the
Yeah.
Jaguars other
No, I
than,
get it.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so it's tough, man. It's tough. It's like whatever, you know. At the end of the day, it's not that important to anybody else other than me. And I know that like Christina was very, very upset by it because I was upset because she deeply wanted me to have it. She wanted me to have that moment with Zoe. She wanted it, and she didn't get it. But and she knows that like how much it would have meant to me. And like you know, I've had a rough year of like moments I've missed, almost not even like, and none of them have been to my fault. Like you know, I missed the
Yeah.
whole like I wasn't allowed to go out on the field when Zoe won the tournament because it's like I was kicked off the team because I did the right thing and said the right thing, but to the wrong person, sort of deal. So it's like there's that, and then like just trying to be a happy, positive parent in today's society is very hard, you know.
Yeah.
And then like you know our friends group and just like the things that we deal with as parents now, that there's no playbook, there's no way, like how do you handle this? Like not only do we have to protect our mental health, but it's like how do you keep your kid from experiencing that shit too? Like what do you tell your kid? You know what I mean? Like we got fucking stuff going on in streets. Like I can't even like let my kid go out and play without looking outside to make sure that a fucking van doesn't come and snag her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the sort of shit we have to live with. And we have to go to school, or we have to go to work, and we have to like keep living this life as if this shit's not going on.
It's like we do live in this like weird space
We live in a fugue state,
of
man.
yeah, and it's
Like
like
honestly.
where truly we don't understand it until one, you move out of the country and you move somewhere else where like you don't experience that on a daily basis, but two, it happens close to home or it happens to you. You know, like we live in this society where we like everybody, not just us here, but like everybody, like they have to put it off. Like, oh, that's gonna happen over there, because if they constantly worried about stuff like I do, where it's like, oh, you know, it would be every single day. You just be a nervous wreck. Like, oh, okay, well, like this is gonna happen, you know, here or there. So it's like we live in this state where we're kind of just existing in the hopes that that ain't gonna happen here. It couldn't happen in a small town. You know what I mean? And it's just like no matter if it's
Until
like
it does.
yeah, and it's like no matter if it's you know, school shootings, no matter if it's like
Invading countries.
invading countries, no matter if it's fucking ICE showing up at your doorstep. You know what I mean? Like it could happen anywhere, anytime. But it's like we just
Groceries
wait.
are too expensive. You can't afford to eat. Food is
Oh
poison.
man.
Billionaires are like 25% richer where we can't even afford to.
And you want to know what people are doing? They're fucking bitching at a lady who complimented a coach after a hard loss.
I again, like I think that if anyone is still listening, if they weren't bored to death by all of that, I think that
or
is
fucking depressed right now. Yeah,
right.
sorry.
But I think again, that is a brilliant point. Like I want people to understand that like giving a coach a compliment and trying to hold him up high because you appreciated what he gave the city and the community and the fan base. And you simply just wanted to give words of encouragement. And they people want this lady fired and like her home taken away from her
Fuck.
because she said
Oh,
something nice because negativity is so ingrained into like what we have to take in and it's just like what the fuck are we doing like how did we get here? I mean we know how we got here, but how did we get here?
I
You know what I mean?
honestly, I blame Dick Cheney. I don't know how he did it, but he did this. I don't even know a lot about Dick Cheney, but I feel like if I
He's
have to
dead.
blame anybody, good, honestly, because this is his fault. Okay, he only had like 6 hearts or some shit like that. I didn't know that, but like he had a crazy amount of heart replacements. But I blame him. Who else would I blame for all this? Ah, man.
I mean there's a person to blame for it, but how in all of that,
Yeah,
I know I talked for a lot.
yeah,
Your
dude.
son celebrated a
Yeah,
birthday.
dude. Quinn turned 9 years old. My guy. We had a
How does
chill.
that feel?
He's getting older, like I don't it is one of those moments where you're just like, hey, it's I'm doing my job. He's healthy, he's happy, he's having a good time.
And he gave you a compliment, right? Like, didn't he
Yeah,
say he
dude.
had a great birthday?
Yeah, like so his actual birth or his the day before his birthday we had a party get together with like a little at home thing with our immediate family or whatever, like Shelby's and mine. He had a great
I
time.
wasn't invited for anybody who wanted to know.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. It was only
I, I,
for
w- I wouldn't have been able to
immediate
make it.
family. No, I know. It's like it's one of those. I was gonna invite you guys to like the jump park which we went to on his actual birthday, but I was like, I'm gonna be in fucking Florida, so I ain't gonna give a shit.
When was that? On Saturday?
Sunday. Saturday was the day before his birthday. Sunday was his actual birthday.
Oh, well,
But
we were in Jacksonville on Sunday.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like you guys weren't gonna be around. So, but so Saturday he got all the gifts he wanted. Had a great time. Had cake, cupcakes. Everybody like we had enough room in the house for like 16 people. Didn't enjoy it because there was a lot of people in the house. But hey,
Ugh,
it's not for
that
us. So that's the main thing. It's like we were trying to figure out like, oh, do we have 2 separate birthdays? Because like they're gonna have a ton of people here. And I was just like, I mean, honestly, fuck it. We'll just grit our teeth. Well, I cleaned the house up top to bottom. I even cleaned the basement. Nobody even went in the basement. I cleaned it. But then Sunday we went to the jump park. Had a great time. One of his friends was able to go, and he was okay. We tried to emphasize to Quinn, hey, we're just going to go to the jump park. We're not having a party at the jump park, right? And he was like, oh, yeah, it's going to be great. So he invited one of his friends, one of his little friends, whatever. They have a great, okay, cool. But then he was like writing this note, right? He's writing this note down. We're like, hey, buddy, what are you doing there? He's like, oh, I'm just telling my other friend that we're going to be at the jump park. And I was like, okay. I was like, that's fine. But we need you to emphasize that it's not a party because I did not want people showing up to the jump park thinking that we were having a party and me have to like in a roundabout way pay for everybody to jump at the park. And so like no, and then apparently like the other kid did get to come. That he only invited like one other friend, and then like so he ended up getting to be there, and like his dad, the other kid's dad was like, yeah, our son made sure to emphasize that it was not a party, and like Joe was explaining like, yeah, because we didn't want people showing up thinking that we were having this like huge party or whatever. So I had a
And
really
then
good
you end up
time.
having to foot the bill.
Yeah, man, that would have been rough, but we had a good time. We had a jump around and whatnot. I did that little warped wall thing, dude, like the Ninja Warrior warped wall. Crushed it. I just absolutely
you?
destroyed it, man. I was like, I didn't even. I was like, that's super.
It's also
easy.
meant for like 8-year-olds,
Yeah, but I
10-year-olds
crushed it.
maybe.
I crushed it. So, but had a great time. Man.
Honestly, I probably couldn't do it. I don't have the upper body strength.
I did have a hard time pulling myself up. Like that's the only thing is like I don't know how to. I keep doing pull-ups, buddy. I don't get any better at them. So, but no,
Maybe you have poor form.
I probably do. You're supposed to pull with your back. Whatever. Doesn't
Can you
matter.
do the one like the?
Oh no, absolutely. I'm not even nowhere close to doing like a one-arm pull-up. I can't even do like. I can't do a regular pull-up half the time. So
Can you do a one-handed push-up?
probably not. I don't want to fall on my face. Too scared. We were brushing his teeth or whatever for the bedtime after his birthday and whatnot. And he was just like unprompted. He was like, "I had a pretty good birthday," and I
That's awesome.
had to hold back tears a little bit. I was like, because it's just, I don't know why it's as a parent like you know, you'd try your best to give them the part that they wanted, you know, and it's like so many variables and whatnot. But then like to have them unprompted be like, I had a really good time, you know, and it's like, thanks.
Yeah,
You know?
it's you know, it's interesting because you know Zoe has a problem with gratitude.
Mhm.
I mean, she's absolutely a very privileged, spoiled kid. I mean, a lot of that's our fault. So it's like it's like the moments you're just like waiting for, like, okay, like, can you say thank you? Can you be appreciative? And they don't do it.
Yeah.
And it's like the most random, off the wall, like, you just take them to go get ice cream. Thank you so much. I had a great time. And you're just like, fuck. Here
Yeah,
come the
yeah.
faucet, dude.
One of
Like,
the, like, and it was like I feel so stupid, dude. Cause I mean, it's not stupid. Like we should be allowed to feel feelings and whatnot. But there's like this moment the other day too where I was just like sitting on the couch with Oliver. You know, we were just hanging out watching cartoons. I gave him a kiss on the head. And he was like, "I love you, Dad." I'm just like, "Fucking shut up!" First of all, you're gonna make me cry sitting right here. Second of all, I love you too, dude. Like that's insane. Cause like he's not out of both of our kids. Oliver will probably cut you before he ever tells you that he loves you, right? He's a very much so an independent kid.
yeah,
He's very headstrong. I don't know where he gets it from. Probably Shelby. But like
yeah.
he will not. He doesn't show affection very well. Like he's one of those. We don't force him to give anybody hugs because I think that's a bad precedent to set. But like if you get a hug
Maybe
from
he's my
him,
kid.
maybe man. Hey, honestly, that's a whole other conversation for another day because like I have feelings about like all that stuff. But anyways, nonetheless. He doesn't show affection very often. So like just to get random bits of
Now I
affection.
kind of want to pry into that conversation.
I mean, it's just like it's one of those things where it's like I love my kids so much. I've raised them to this point. If Shelby was coming on and be like, "Hey, they aren't your kids," I'd be like, "Yeah, they are. I don't give a fuck." Like I mean, those are my kids.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. You know, whatever. But
No, they're yours.
oh no,
They're
there's no
yours.
denying it, man. They look exactly like me. They act like me. There's no denying it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah, that's the thing with Zoe. It's like there's no questions. Like
absolutely like.
there are times where I've said this, I think, early on in the podcast when we were like, there are times that I think I'm adopted.
I think we've talked about it before several times because it's like
I
there's a lot of I do, but then again, it's like with your
because
dad, you don't look a lot like your dad. I don't know what your
I
mom
don't
looks
look
like,
I don't look anything like my dad.
but I don't know what your mom looks like. But it's like your dad is one of those where it's like, I think it's a nurture thing where like, cause you know, people, I act a shit ton like my dad, right? And if
Right.
I didn't look like my dad, very much so, like I would be in the vein of like, oh, well, like you spent so much time around your parents, like of course it's gonna rub off on you. So like that's where I
Right,
kind
you
of
pick up
hesitate.
mannerisms.
Yeah, and that's where like I hesitate being like, oh, well, you act just like your dad. Well, it's like because it's like yeah, you spent fucking 18 years with your parents. Like you're gonna end up
Right.
acting like them a little bit. Like I act like my mom, I act like my dad. It doesn't matter. So it's like, but yeah, I mean, there are certain circumstances, like certain things that you've told me about your life, where it's like, you might be adopted. And it's like it would be shocking to find out, you know.
I don't know if it's necessarily adopted, but if it's like one of those situations where they put me in the wrong bassinet in the hospital.
Yeah, that'd be
Because it wasn't a fear, but I thought about it several times because like, you know, the whole, like when Zoe was born, like it wasn't a great like birthing process. There was a whole lot of things that like went wrong.
that's got to happen like more than 0%, right? Like
Right. And then so she goes, because then she had to go to the like NICU, right? And then like she was on a breathing machine, so that was fun. And like I've got my wife over here that's like dying.
Dude,
and
you
then,
had like some trauma from that shit. Like that's insane. Like the amount that you went through with all that. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut
and
you
so
off.
like, dude, no, yeah, like that's the thing is like, you know, there's a lot that went on in that like 48-hour span, and is it possible that like she was switched? You know what I mean? But then, like, as we
But
get
then,
older, like,
yeah,
she looks like me. She acts like me. She is a spitting image of me.
I'm
She's
sorry,
not-
buddy. There's no getting out of that. Like you're
you're
not
don't
dodging those
apologize.
allegations.
I don't want them.
No.
I'm super thrilled about it. And it's just,
Like, God damn, you know,
it's like a mini me, but like,
wouldn't change the world though. Yeah, like,
she's
God,
the Super Saiyan version of me.
She's like you with just unfettered
Stats maxed
like,
out.
maxed out. Like she's 9,000 over 9,000. It's insane. Like it's like yeah, she's like you if you could be more you. Yeah.
if I was an 8-year-old girl.
Yeah. Absolutely. Honestly, probably exactly like what it is.
Yeah, 100%. And like she has the burden of being the first female Osborne, right?
Yeah.
And so like it's like, oh, the joke was always like, oh, there's only one. Yeah, but it's like, man, could you imagine if there was like she's like so much better than all of us.
Yeah.
Like she's an improvement in every. She has all of our flaws that are maximized to 10, but she has all of our charm that's maximized to 10. And she has the things that we don't possess. She is a genuinely funny human being.
She's a great kid, dude.
Dude, she is
Fucking,
so funny. And she finds farts really funny.
she's she's honestly probably
She
the next
like
president.
she
So
likes to fart on me.
that's
She'll like
too
be she'll
gross.
be no,
Please
she'll
don't do
be
that.
real sweet. And she'll sit on me and she'll go and then
Damn, dude.
she starts to belly laugh. Like genuine belly
Yeah.
laugh. And as she laughs, she's farting more, which then makes her laugh
Oh my
more.
god, that makes me laugh too. Cause like, there's times where like I'll be playing with Oliver, and I'll tickle him to the point. And I know as soon as like I know when he gets in this mode where like he'll start to giggle like in a different tone, and you're like, this is it. And you start tickling him like you tickle him a little bit too hard, and he farts, and it fucking cracks me up every single time because it's just like so funny to like get to the point of laughter where like you fart your pants. It's goddamn, it's so funny. It is hilarious every time it
It's just
happens.
like genuine pure joy. Um, I was laying with her in bed the other night because I was feeling again, like I was feeling very sad. I was
Yeah.
feeling like whatever. I was like, oh, I'll lay with her, whatever. Because there will be a moment in time where it will not be acceptable, and or she will not want me
Yeah.
to, right.
Like
So
it's
it's
that whole
like,
thing where like eventually your kids aren't gonna want you to pick them up,
right.
So you
And
gotta
so
keep
like
picking
we're
them up.
sitting there, and like we typically like play a game when she's going to sleep or whatever, and then like we're playing it, and out of nowhere she lets out the biggest ripper, dude. And it shakes the bed, and like Walter was laying on, like he was laying on me, but his head was on her, and she ripped it, and he literally like, and he like moved his head
That's so funny. Just like,
because he was
oh,
like, bruh, like really.
dude, yeah. We're trying to have a good
Uh,
time here, and you're over here shitting
yeah.
your pants.
I was gonna talk about these corpses, but I don't want to talk about them. We'll talk about them next week.
Yeah, we'll pick it up next week. It'll be fine.